Hey everyone, how's it going? Wanted to do a quick video here. It's very informal. I apologize for that, right? But what I really wanted to talk about was this new game that's been announced called Alien Blackout. Now, if you have not heard of the news today, let me just quickly reiterate what happened, all right? Alien Isolation, in my opinion, is one of the best games this generation. In fact, I would put it in my top 5 favorite games this generation. It is simply put incredible. Amazing emotional story with good twists, with real additions to the Alien lore. And because it's not a movie, it's not tied to a specific time frame, they really have all the time they want to flesh out the story and to build suspense. And it just does a fantastic job in that respect. The art style is the most faithful recreation of that 1970s futuristic styling that was done in the Alien films. It is right down to the very detail, basically perfect. All right. On top of that, you have gameplay which borrowed elements from, like, Outlast, for example, which really sort of rebooted and pioneered the new wave of survival horror games. So Alien Isolation took that concept and basically reworked it to be within the alien mythos and how, they use gadgets and whatnot. And it's just simply put incredible. While at the same time, still having set pieces and still keeping the tension high. That game still to this day is fresh in my mind as one of the most compelling experiences this generation. And this generation has been pretty lackluster, and even standing toe-to-toe with some of the best games last gen, I think it still holds its own. So fans, like myself, and like many others, have been wanting a sequel to Alien Isolation, obviously. With such a great long campaign. I spent over 20 hours in my first playthrough of Alien Isolation. It was fantastic. But with, such potential, because they kind of ended it on a cliffhanger, you would think that there'd be a sequel, right? And the game sold pretty relatively well, and it was also received extremely well by fans and by survival horror fans alike, with the exception of about 2 or 3 reviews. Basically, IGN, one of their most infamous reviews, the game scored basically 8s, 9s, and I believe even some 10s, all right? It was really, really, really good. So I've been waiting for a sequel, and a lot of other people have been waiting for a sequel. Unfortunately, the original team that made the game, they left the studio, which was, I believe, CI Games, the guys who did the Total War series, strategy games. They left the studio and they went to work on other projects, which kind of sucks in of itself, because, it's always good to have the original team who can realize their vision further in a sequel, who kind of know where they want to bring the story. But hey, they still, Sega still owns the IP, the licensing. I believe Fox is doing this new one, but whatever. There's still potential for someone to pick up the helm and do it justice, right? So Alien Blackout's been announced, and it is a sequel to Alien Isolation. So right off the bat, you may think I'm really excited, right? Finally, it's been almost 5 years since Alien Isolation. Time just flies. And here we are, we finally get a sequel. Except it's a mobile game. In fact, it is not even first person from what I'm to understand. It is sort of a fixed camera. You're supposed to choose where you're supposed to, hide, and you're trying to avoid the alien. It's immediately like so far away from what Alien Isolation was, and it's exclusively to mobile platforms. So, and what's hilarious, and really, it's not really hilarious, it's very angering, right? What makes me so livid of this is that it is a sequel to Alien Isolation. They said it is a sequel to Alien. It stars the same character. It picks up where the story left off, or at least some years after, or something like that. And the sequel to one of the best games this generation, in my opinion, I would love to hear what you guys think as well, is exclusively on mobile platforms, which It's like we can't have anything good. It's like our sequels these days are either ruined by just corporate bureaucracy and all this crap with microtransactions and online only experiences, or we get mobile games like this, which are completely dumbed down, or simply, oh, it didn't sell well, people aren't playing it, the reviews are terrible, no sequel. And it's really, really irritating. So I woke up today and I saw this news, and I was just like, immediately, like, my day was almost shattered, because it's like something I've been waiting years for, right? I can't believe it's been almost 5 years. Time just goes by quick. But something that had so much potential. This is the first time where we really had like a solid, great Alien game that wasn't just a shooter. It wasn't just like an action game, but really did it right. It really took the concept of what an Alien game could be and just flew with it, and it excelled in pretty much every category. And unfortunately, a sequel is a mobile game, a cheap mobile game. Now, I mean no disrespect to the developers who are making this game. Listen, I understand. I don't actually believe it was probably their decision. I don't believe someone said, you know what, we're gonna pitch an Alien Isolation sequel, and it's gonna be on Android, and it's gonna be on iOS, and it's gonna be like the best game ever on there. We're not gonna do first person, man. It's too hard. It's not the type of audience we want, but people will love this because it's Alien. And I don't believe any of the developers are doing this. This is probably some corporate bullshit move, by someone over at Fox, who's, maybe they're, again, Ridley Scott's not done with the Alien movies. I saw Alien Covenant. I liked the film, right? A few problems with the film, but it was an overall solid film, and I do look forward to the next film of the Alien series. But it's almost as if they wanted to create a game to just simply cash in on that license in between the time he's making the next Alien movie. And it's so irritating that they decided to take one of the best games this generation, the best Alien game by far, and our sequel is a shitty mobile game. I wish I was making this. I wish this was all a dream. I wish I was asleep right now, and I can just wake up back to reality. And I think what really irritates me the most is that we got wind of this Alien blackout around the Game Awards, and everyone was saying, "Oh, it's looking like they're going to announce it at the Game Awards." And that was like, I was like ready, right? I'm sitting there at the Game Awards. I'm like, I'm just ready for a great reveal, right? And they showed trailers, and they showed trailers, and they showed trailers, and they showed more trailers. And then they never showed Alien Blackout. And I was like, fuck, man, I was really looking forward to this, because not only were we teased that it was going to be shown at the Game Awards, or hinted at least, we also had people like Hideo Kojima posting with a thumbs up next to an Alien poster. So it was like every single thing was pointing to, it's a new Alien game, and I really thought it was time. And then nothing was announced at the Game Awards, and then we went through the whole holidays without nothing, and here we are, early January. Oh, Alien Blackout, yeah, it's a mobile game. I just have no words, man. I really want to get your take on it, alright? What do you guys think of Alien Isolation? I own the game 2 times, right? I have it right here, my box copy, which I actually unboxed on PS4, and then I also own the game on PC. But let me know what you guys think. I'm really irritated at this right now, and unfortunately we're just going to have to deal with it. But I hope Fox realizes that there's a big potential, basically, for an Alien sequel. Because an Alien Isolation sequel, a proper one. I mean, there's so much more you can do with this, and man, it's gonna. At least we got a perfect Alien game. That's the only thing I can say. But fuck.